Hi everyone, this is the quick demo regarding to the digital pass functionality for Bugbox. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the component. As you can see here, we have three major components, which is the database, we use Airtable, the backend language, we use the Node.js and the JavaScript for the language, and the hosting service, we use the Netlify. And this is the hosting domain that I already that's currently hosting the Bugbox digital feature. So whenever you click on the link, it's gonna popping up you into the Bugbox batch search page. As you can see over here, and this is actually running alike and integrate with the Airtable that you can see over here. Um, this is the Airtable that's using to manage the record and assign or creating new regarding to the patch, the user, and the patch has been created for the users. So that's pretty much regarding to the component. I'm gonna jump straight into the setup and functionality. So the setup, whenever you can think of as you are the administrator, you to maintain the data and you want to adding more user coming up. For example, a new user, ABC coming up, and you have to setting up. So this is where you need to access to Airtable, which means access to the management layer platform of the database. As I can see here, we have three table. I can break it down here as the user table, the patch table, and the assign batch. So the user table is all available users. You can add more the user over here, like user 6, 7, or whatever the name that you want can coming up with. The only key note is you have to note that the user ID will be using for searching the user. So please make it easy for you to remember or searching or meaningful. Depends on the rule that you're setting up. Secondly is the batch. Currently, I already import all of the batch. We can change the description, or in the future, your business growing up and you want more patch, you can come here and just implement the patch. And the aside patch is the table that's using for fetching the data into the front end. So whenever you create a record, it means the people that record that patch will be assigned to a certain people inside this area. So I can jump into straight into how to do it later, but just overview with you the layer of the Airtable management. So the next one, accessing a site patch. So how can you accessing a site patch? So for example, this is like your daily job. Whenever you come into, for example, a classroom and a kid that has been earned a patch, and your job is to assign the patch for a kid. You go into this Airtable management form, and you can see there was a generate patch over here. Click on this one. List of assigned patch will also display to you all of the patch that currently active on the system at the moment. You can click on generate patch and click on add record. Inside here, for example, you're adding patch 7. The user, I choose, for example, user destroy, and what the patch it did, for example, I think Pathfinder may be the good one. Click on data side, can leave the image, set to the active, and click on create. So you can see batch 7 has been created over here. And in this is how you assign a patch for a person. And you can double check by seeing the data that has been added, or you can double check by the actual platform of Bugbox search over here. Enter the user ID and get patch. You can see the new one, the Pathfinder has been just being added at the 5th of January as the issue date that I'm setting up over here. So you can see this one just been added. Yeah, next one, I want to introduce you to some of the dashboard analytics regarding to the Airtable management layer. So you can see here, um, you already know that how to assign it, and I will show you how to delete it as well before I jump into the analytics. So maybe the new one, the Pathfinder here, just click on that record and click delete. And whenever you fetch it again over here, the third patch has been gone. So you can see just only 5 batch left and 2 batch belonging to user Troy over here. Yeah, so next item is the analytic. So you can see we have break it down it into the patch dashboard or um, the user dashboard. So it means that this is summary by patch. So you can see whenever you open up the patch, you can see the assigned patch that assigned record has been sit under it. So you can understand that like how many which patch is the most outnumber at the moment or less active in assignment at the moment. Same thing with the user. You can see you can got the analytic and understanding of the user, how many patches that the user owns. For example, Troy on 2 here, user 2 on 2 as well, and user 3 on only 1 patch. Yeah, so that's for the viewing dashboard summary. And last one, I jump into the functionality. So, which is the major functionality that you can see over here. First one, as I mentioned, is the host domain URL of the Bugbox search. So you can see it's open up you a search bar. You can answer the user ID to get a patch. So what about I choose some of the user ID? So over here, Dylan is user 2, so I can choose user 2 here and try to search, and you can see he has 2 paths. So for example, search user 1, um, no path for this user, even though it's an existing user, but no path has been assigned to him. That's why it on here it's display there's no path file for this user at this stage. What we can do here is, so for example, get about user 2, and we want to assign from a more batch for Dylan. So what we can do is go into here, generate patch again, add record, and we can choose pass A, for example, maybe the first of the year, user is user 2, Dylan, and maybe bot risk, for example, and click on create. Click here, you get batch again. It should be bot risk. Good one. Has been assigned to him, which is 3 of them, which is good. That's for the first one, for the search one. And the second one I want to introduce you is the user page. So for example, whenever you able to find a user with a badge, you can open up the user page. If we lead you to another page, we will fetch the data of the person. You can see here, uh, inside our system, user still name is Dylan, so that's why it's display Dylan over here with the user ID and the email address attached to Dylan. And with all of the batches that have been assigned to him, including the latest one that I just assigned. Even though when you are going to the database to remove it, in here, just refresh, it will generate the correct amount of patch has been assigned to the person. Yep, so you can see here, I already summary detail. And inside this feature, you're also able to download as PDF. For example, Dylan have 3 batch and he want to be showing it as or print it out as paper or bring it hanging on the wall. For example, you can click on download as PDF. It will have you generate a PDF version of it. So just click download and go into um, yeah, the download page that you just do 8.1, yeah, and open it up. So you can see this is the PDF certificate for all the batch that he owned regarding to this. Yep. And last but not least, this is the backend API structure that apply into the Bugbox page currently. So you can see the domain, the URL is always stick with the fixed domain, which is the host domain, user, and dash user ID. So for example, inside here, I can change to user Troy. It's going to display my name, my user ID, my email, and all of the patch have been assigned to me. So you can see this is this mechanism that allow digital path feature to integrate with any third-party system. their only job is just reference the correct endpoint, which is our Bugbox digital path of Netlify app at the current stage. Dash user, dash parameter as the user ID as the input, so they can able to access to the page directly. Yep. That's the quick summary and going through regarding to the hosting page, the backend database, and how you to interact with the data to ensure that it's displayed, assign a path for user, delete it. Thank you. Thank you for watching.